It's strange how silence can say more than words ever could. That night, I didn't raise my voice, I didn't shout or argue, or beg for kindness, I just watched. And when they humiliated my son in front of me, I decided to remind them quietly what respect really costs. "We didn't order for him," my brother's wife said, sliding a bread roll toward my boy as if it were a joke. Her kids laughed over $100 steaks. My father looked at me and muttered, "You should have packed him something." The laughter cut deeper than the words. My son just stared at his plate, silent. I smiled. The kind of smile that hides a storm. "Noted," I said. When the waiter came back, cheerful and unaware, I stood up. "We'll take the private room, please. Whatever the chef recommends for everyone here." On me, forks froze, eyes turned, because they thought they knew who I was. The quiet one, the afterthought, the shadow. They didn't remember who I'd become. The man who built quietly while they bragged loudly. The man who paid their debts, their bills, their comfort, without ever asking for thanks. And while they flaunted what they borrowed, I was building what I owned. Growing up, my brother was Dad's favorite, the golden boy who could do no wrong. He got new cars, vacations, second chances. I got lessons in humility and hard work. But here's the thing. Humility doesn't mean weakness. It means waiting until the noise dies down, and then letting results do the talking. So I built quietly. I made smart investments, helped family behind the scenes, paid Dad's medical bills when no one else could, even rescued my brother's business once. The same business he'd later use to look down on me. Months before that dinner, I found the family trust Dad had set up for future generations. But there was only one name on it, my brother's. When I asked why, Dad said, "You'd waste it on charity." Work. Charity, that was his word for feeding my child. That was the night I stopped trying to be included and started preparing to stand apart. My brother bragged about his catering company, how he'd made it big. He didn't know that one of his clients was a corporate events firm I quietly co-owned. All it took was one subtle audit, and his contracts began to crumble. No revenge, just balance. By the time we sat down for that dinner, the trust had already been legally transferred into a charitable foundation under my son's name. "Sir, the private room is ready," the waiter said softly. Perfect timing. I turned to my family. "Dinner's on me," I said, placing my card on the table. "We'll move to the suite. My son deserves a real meal." My brother's wife laughed, trying to make it sound harmless. "You're showing off." I looked at her and said, "No, I'm just feeding my family." Inside the private room, the light was warmer, softer, golden. My son smiled as plates arrived, dishes prepared with care, color, texture, respect. When the bill came, she tried to peek. The manager stopped her gently. "It's already cleared by our corporate account, ma'am." She frowned. "Corporate?" I nodded. "One of your old clients, the events firm that ended your contracts." Her face drained of color. "You own that company?" I smiled. "I do, and as of tonight, that same foundation owns Dad's old trust." Dad looked confused. "What foundation?" I turned to my son. "His." The table fell silent. My son leaned closer. "Was it bad that I was hungry?" he asked softly. I put my hand on his shoulder. "No, son. It was bad that they forgot what family means." Outside, rain whispered against the glass. My brother stepped away, phone in hand, calling Dad for help. But for the first time, Dad didn't move. He just sat there, quiet, reading the truth written in every signature I'd made. When my son finished his dessert, he smiled, eyes bright. And I realized something. Revenge isn't about getting even. It's about setting things right. Respect isn't something you demand. It's something you show, in silence, in patience, in action. And sometimes the loudest lesson is the one served cold, under warm lights on a night they'll never forget.